Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas here with you this morning, and I am so excited. I read an amazing story about something a young man in our community was doing. Reached out to him, and he was available to come and explain it. We're speaking with Matt Battle this morning, who is, I'll let him explain it to you, the inventor of, tell us, Matt.
So I invented a cap that measures liquids for people with complete accuracy. You can use it for many different applications: laundry detergent, liquid medication, just about anything you can imagine. But it's a very, very simple, practical device that I designed it to help children get the right amount of liquid medication. So.
What were you thinking at the time? What was the reason? Did you have a child in your home who needed to have the medication measured out correctly, or what was the interest for you?
Well, so my parents have a group home facility, and there was an individual that worked there. So I used to work there for years, and he had taken so much liquid medication. I guess through the years, I just had to think there's got to be a better way to do this. And at the same time, he had medication that had to be precise because some of it was like seizure medication. And if he didn't get the right amount, you could understand how that could be a very, very bad thing.
Yeah, right. Well, I think of the NyQuil cap that has the measuring on the side of the cap, and if you pour it in, however, a lot of it sticks to the side. So how do we know that we're getting the right amount?
Right. So this cap is very, 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 very simple. Basically, it's kind of almost like an oral syringe on top of a bottle, right? So oral syringes are recommended by most, doctors because they're very practical. You can see what you're measuring, and you can control the actual space. When you have a dosing cup, it's very, very difficult to control the space because it's wide open, and you're pouring down, and at the same time, I was going to mention, dosing cups account for more than half the dosing errors. Actually,
really,
actually they do. The research is up on my website, www.amscaps.com, and it basically it just shows you how dosing cups are a failing measuring device. But to answer the question as far as, how do you make sure that it doesn't stick and stuff, this is basically a cap where you just turn it upside down and the medicine will flow into it, and it's a certain size already. It's predetermined. It's preset.
Okay.
Pretty much just like an oral syringe would be. It's already a controlled space where the liquid flows into it. So once the valve shuts off or shuts back and closes, nothing else can come into it. So it's going to push out or dispense the exact amount that it's already set up to be.
How did this come to you? Were you dreaming one night and you woke up going, aha? What was that moment?
Not really. I don't know. A lot of these things, creative things, to me, I don't think they're so creative. To me, they just seem kind of like a better way, a normal way to think about it. So with creative things, to me, it's more like a natural thing, I guess. I don't really think they're so brilliant. But I thought with this specific thing, I was doing this for years, and I was, you got dosing cups, you got dosing spoons, you got oral syringes. I mean, they're giving you something. And on top of it, once you really look into all the research, you'll see that, dosing cups are by far the worst dosing device, and they're the mostly used and packaged at the same time. And I'm just thinking, so the light bulb went off. I said, if I can make something, like this, it could be a very good packaging device to get rid of that dosing cup.
Describe to us again how this works. It's something that only the right amount of liquid or medicine fits in it. Once a little valve, you say, shuts off, and then that's it. That's the amount. That's the right amount. Nothing else can fit in there. How does that work? Can you kind of describe it for us?
Yeah, let me try to be a little simple about it. So it's just a cap that goes on top of bottles, and basically what you're going to end up doing is you're going to turn the bottle like towards an angle motion, right? And then you're going to press this button. It's like a child safety type of button. Open it up, like it's like you twist it to the side. It's like a lever. It's very simple when you see like the demo video on the website or anything else. And once you press the button over, it opens up like a hole. When it opens up the hole, it simply fills it up, and then you press it back so it shuts it off. So it's more like a press, fill, and rotate type of thing.
How did you put together a prototype for this to show someone else what was in your mind?
Well, there was a lot of brainstorming before going into it, but it was kind of like looking at the research as far as the pediatric research and these things that they were talking about. And at the time, the FDA released like a guidance for talking to liquid medication companies and things like that, giving them recommendations of things to do. I was looking at this research like it's a no-brainer. So how did I come up with a prototype? I found some guys, some smart guys, and just told them what was going on in my head. And they're very creative, sharp guys, and we started coming up with some designs and whatnot, and we ended up with this eventually.
So now you actually have something here to show people. Is this something that is ready to be sold in a store, or are you doing a Kickstarter campaign or a GoFundMe, or what is it? What one are you using? A crowdfunding?
Oh, yes. So it's on Indiegogo.
Indiegogo.com. Okay.
And
we call it the AMS Cup?
Cap.
Cap, sorry. The AMS Cap. Okay. What's AMS stand for?
Advanced Measuring Systems.
Perfect. Okay. And then we would be able to run a search on AMS Caps and get to the funding page to be able to help you?
Yes.
What do you still need to be able to do the next step?
In terms of what? You mean how much do we need to raise? Or?
Yes.
Okay, so the tooling payment for it is about like a little bit over $19,000. So that's at like $19,770. But when you actually break it down, it sounds like a lot of money at first, but it's really not. So like if you got like 2,000 people to give you $10,
yeah,
that'd be over. And I even know by just doing the math, even in the city of Canton alone, if you just look at it, it's about like 73,000 people.
Yeah. There we go.
If you look at these sites, they got stuff on there like a Leonardo da Vinci puzzle. The guy's going to ask for $10,000. I seen it. I did on Kickstarter. I really did in the summertime. He had about like $324,000. I said, for a puzzle? I said, oh, that's great.
Wow.
But I was thinking, how hard could this be? So let me try this. Let me give it a shot. I think I got something special here people like, and not much money. I don't need $300,000, $20,000. So if you can just break it down in those ways, it doesn't seem like a large amount of money, right? So
the word got out very quickly as far as, I read about you, and it was in the repository, and you've got L'Oreal contacting you to be seeing if they can measure their makeup correctly. And talk about how you were able to just get this word out about this so well.
Well, that all came in like phases, but so nothing was like overnight. But the L'Oreal thing was interesting. So I made a new product demo video.
Where can we see that?
You could see it on my website.
And what is that?
It's www.amscaps.com.
Perfect. Okay. And we can see a product demo video on the website. Okay.
Yeah, so
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you could see it on the website. I have it on the crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo as well. All you have to do is just search for AMS Cap. But yeah, I found a guy, and he makes these. He re-edits video footage that you already had, and I had like several videos that I had made, and he basically just does this stuff all the time. It's pretty smart. And I send him some footage, and then he comes back and like puts all this stuff together, and then he reposts it through his networks, and his networks are huge. On Facebook alone, I think he has about like 7 million something people.
Wow.
And so, you pay him a small amount of money, and he just reposts it. And so then like a week, it might have been 3 or 4 days that went by, and then all of a sudden I start looking at my inbox, and there you go, here's L'Oreal. And I just skipped over it. So I don't even know what that is, because I've never, but then I didn't really picture, you know what I'm saying? When you actually see it, and it's the ladies from Paris, and there's it all checks out. You're saying, well, what do they want with this?
So what did they want? Was it liquid foundation or something that they thought this would be a great way to pour it and get the right
sure.
amount?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean,
So
I get
interesting.
contacted from different industries. A guy in California has an energy drink company. Um,
I'm thinking laundry detergent, different things like that,
Yeah.
that you're constantly measuring liquids.
so everybody has different things like consumer product goods, laundry detergent. I have no clue what they want it for, but they want me to send samples to them. So in order to do that, we have to make this crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo successful so I can send them right out.
You have a sample with you?
Yes.
What you okay. This is the one. Now, you know what I'll do is take some pictures of this and put it on Facebook. Okay. That's already, this looks completely professional. So this is your prototype?
Yeah, this is my prototype. I made these boxes, dimensions, everything myself, actually, and all the images work and whatnot. I designed this myself because I had to figure out, when you send these samples out, you don't want to get them out of a plastic bag, right?
Right.
You want to get them out of. So I figured out when you make these two-piece telescoping boxes, people really like that for whatever reason. So I was thinking most likely that would influence if you were a buyer.
Yes.
So, well, oh my gosh, what did this guy send it to? Now this looks nice instead of just sending it to him in a Ziploc bag, right?
Have you considered going on Shark Tank? Because this is something that, when they go in and they present their invention, and then one of the sharks decides to fund it. Have you considered that?
I have, but generally, you got to do stuff that makes the most sense. So in my position, I have a problem, but I guess it's a good problem. So I have a home for my product to go to. I have a buyer already.
Yes.
I
Well, there
don't
you
have
go.
to try to. And so it's already potential sales, right? And so if I go on Shark Tank with no sales, maybe that's such not a good idea, right? I mean,
Okay.
maybe that's not a sound plan because I don't have. So I'm not going to probably get positive terms with no sales. It's going to be a guy saying, hey, it's a great thing, but you don't have any sales. So if I give you $1, you're going to give me everything you worked for. So I don't want to do that without having any sales. But I have thought about it.
But you've got a buyer ready to go. You've got people interested in this right
Yes,
now.
Several packaging companies, more than several now. Some of them major packaging companies. So
I'm so impressed. We're visiting with Matt Battle. He is the inventor of the Tell Me what you call your special cap.
I mean, honestly, I haven't really gave it any fancy name.
Well,
I
let's
don't
think
know
of
what to
something.
call it.
Let's think of something now.
I called it an AMS cap, but
That's good too.
that was just an abbreviation of
An advanced measuring system
cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has been telling me I should call it something else for the longest time, but I haven't thought of any like the thing I thought of. I thought it was very corny, but somebody thought it was cool. I wanted to call it a I guess you would start with the word cap, so I was going to call it like capture. A capture, because it captures the right amount. But I was like, oh man, that sounds so.
and ensure. Yeah.
But I haven't thought of anything else. That I just said, oh, I don't know. Someone said the perfect pour and all these things. But there's so many companies out there that have these. I'm not sure if they're trademarked. I don't know. So.
Well, yeah, those marketable names. But right now, it is the AMS cap. It's the Advanced Measuring System cap. And you can't find it anywhere except on your website, right? So we'll go to www.amscaps.com. Matt, you were saying that for you it was no big deal. You kind of think of these things. Is this the first invention that's come to mind, or do you have other things? Your brain works this way.
No, I have a patent on something I came up with in my early 20s. It's called a lock light. Basically, when you come home and you can't open your door, it's just basically like a small, thin light that's already on your lock, your deadbolt, or whatever, and it just lights up when you come towards it, so you can unlock your door or whatever instead of using your cell phone.
Again, brilliant. I love the way your brain works because you're very practical. It's so
Right.
practical.
You don't want to be, it's freezing outside. You're
Right.
sitting there jiggling your keys. You drop them. It's annoying. So.
Exactly. Wow. Okay. Well, we're going to be back with Matt Battle. It is so fun to meet fascinating people in our community, and that is what you're listening to, our community.